Welcome to Module 1 of Artist to Earner. Today, I'm going to be teaching you how to discover your Ikigai. Ikigai is essentially how you align your purpose and your passion with profit. You'll uncover your personal Ikigai, the sweet spot between what you love, what you're good at, and what the music world needs, and as well what people will pay you for. This becomes your business foundation and your creative compass. Because if you think about it, once you've aligned your passion with your profit, work doesn't even feel like work. You're just existing and you make money from just existing. Obviously, you do have to work hard and you do have to put in a lot of effort, but because you love it and it genuinely aligns with your soul, then it doesn't feel like work. And you have to think, so many people in this world work jobs that they really hate, and being able to do something that you love is a huge privilege. And that is exactly why we need to start off figuring out what it is that you love and then how you can make money from it. So most musicians think that they need to blow up or go viral to make it in music. This module flips that. Instead of waiting for luck, you'll build a music-based business that funds your life, grows your network, and gives you full control. This setup, in my opinion, is OP, because not only do you do what you love, but you gain industry skills and you also network. And when I say network, I say all of my networking really has just been making friends and just working with clients who then become my friends, so when you think about networking, you don't want to think of it as a transactional sense. You want to build actual relationships with people, and then that develops your network. So not only do you do what you love, you gain industry level skills, connect with high level creatives, and develop as a brand. And this is exactly how Hendrick and my band, the Wide Eyes, have been built. I've figured out, I actually did use the Ikigai framework, and I figured out what it is that I love doing and how I can make money from it. So why is this setup so powerful? Because your business isn't just a backup plan, it's the engine that powers your music. So for me, I'm a musician. I play in a metal band called the Wide Eyes. I'm a vocalist and a guitarist and also a producer. And for me, this business is how I intend on funding my music career. And then as I scale it up and build Hendrick Productions into a record label, then I'll be able to support the careers of other musicians. Building a business around your zone of genius creates long-term stability, freedom, and confidence. You'll learn essential skills like marketing, branding, communication, sales, all of which fuel your artist career. And you'll also gain access to so many new opportunities, collaborations, and partnerships that most musicians never even see. I didn't want to wait for someone to come and give me a record deal and then completely exploit me and take all the rights to my music and just, all of that. So I built Hendrick to support my music career so that I can fund my music career, so I can be an independent artist. And that's, again, like I said, it's just OP, because not only do you do what you love, but you work in the industry that you're most passionate about, and then also you can use this business that you're creating to then fund your music career. Like, what doesn't sound great about that? So we're going to go into the Ikigai business worksheet, where we're going to explore 4 key zones. What you love, so the areas of music and creation that really light you up. What you're good at, the skills you've developed or naturally just excel in. What the music world needs, gaps in the market, struggles, problems in the scene, etc. And what people will pay for, services, knowledge, or results people are already buying. So let's just go into a little background about what Ikigai actually is. So Ikigai is a Japanese concept that basically means reason for being. In music, this becomes your compass, helping you build a business around something you care about, that you're good at, and that the industry needs, and it will enable you to earn a living. This worksheet helps you uncover that intersection and build a business with heart, skills, demand, and income. So step 1 is identifying what it is that you love. What lights you up? What energizes you? Think music, business, tools, genres, everything else in between. For me, I love building businesses that support creativity. I love teaching artists how to make money doing what they love. And I love music, performance production, and everything else in between. For example, you could pick I love recording vocals. I love guiding other artists. I love the energy of live shows. I love teaching people how to build their sound. There is no wrong answer. That is kind of the beautiful thing with this kind of program or this kind of concept, worksheet, model, whatever you want to call it, is there is no wrong answer because essentially you're modeling this around you. You're building a very specific and individual brand and business around you. You're turning your own skills, your own passion, your own interests into a business. So there is no wrong answer, which in my opinion, I think is one of the most beautiful parts about all of this. So step 2 is, what are you good at? What musical or creative skills come naturally or that you've trained in? Be honest and be specific. For example, producing beats, mixing tracks, coaching vocalists, writing lyrics, or creating artist branding. So for me, what am I good at? Producing and recording music. That's something that I've been doing for a few years now, and I've also been taking one-to-one classes or one-to-one lessons in music production. I also love coaching musicians and creatives to help them get clarity on what it is that they actually want to do with their lives, and structuring business offers and marketing strategies, and essentially just building online businesses. That's kind of my thing. And again, this doesn't have to be business related. It could literally be anything that you're good at, whether it's playing guitar. You know, you could be a session musician, you could be a guitar teacher, or maybe you're good with woodwork. You could build custom amp shells. You know, you could do literally anything. That's what I'm really trying to get across here, is you can do fucking anything. And that's what I really, really love about this, is it's you. You're turning yourself into a business, and again, it's just beautiful, it's amazing, and I really hope you just trust the process and actually follow through with this. So moving on, what is it that you could be paid for? So what do people already pay for in the music industry? Which of those could you deliver? For example, mixing services, artist development, live performance coaching, helping musicians grow on TikTok, building artist websites, or just anything else in between. So for me, it could be one-to-one coaching with artists and producers, consulting on music business strategy, or building music brands and digital offers. And step 4 is, what does the music world need right now? Look beyond yourself. What is missing in your scene? What's broken? What do people struggle with? For example, most artists don't know how to promote themselves. Producers don't know how to find clients. Managers lack trusted templates, and indie/independent musicians are just overwhelmed and feel alone. So for me, what the music world needs right now is artists need to know how to monetize your skills, which is why I'm guessing you're here. And they need clear ethical guidance in the music industry, because unfortunately we're in an industry where, you know, there are some predatory people, and people do get taken advantage of. They do, you know, especially young artists. If someone's rising to fame at a very young age, you know, it's very easy for them to get taken advantage of. And you know, you've heard all sorts of stories. I don't need to go over this. And practical business skills tailored to creatives, because at the end of the day, I know what creative people are like. You know, I'm one of those myself, and I also have ADHD and fuck knows what else, right? So I understand that teaching creative people business and showing them how to do business, it can't be theoretical at all. It has to be purely practical, and it has to be actionable learning by doing, not just writing about doing something. You know, I've really kind of figured out how creatives learn. Obviously everyone's different, and I'm basically going off how I learn, but yeah, that's essentially it. So now reflect what one area sits at the intersection of love, skill, need, and income potential. That is your ikigai, and that is your music business sweet spot. Don't worry if you haven't figured this out yet, and don't worry if you find yourself evolving this over time. Because honestly, I started this whole thing out as just a freelancer at festivals, and then as I was getting more and more skilled with building businesses and understanding how businesses work, And then also finding a love for teaching. I now teach on a summer scholarship in Bristol at my university. It kind of all sort of came into place, and I've been doing this business for 2 years, and now I've been developing the school for over a year now, and it was my dissertation at uni, to be fair. So I've kind of had my Ikigai somewhat locked in for about 18 months now. But what I'm saying is, don't worry if you haven't figured it out just yet, because at the end of the day, Rome wasn't built in a day, and if you don't necessarily know 100% what you're going to do right now, that is completely fine. Maybe even brainstorm with ChatGPT, or just ask your parents, ask your friends what they might think. But ultimately, yeah, just don't rush it, is what I'm saying. Don't worry if you haven't figured it out just yet. So what you kind of want to say here is, I help type of person to solve a big problem with your unique skill. So for example, you could say, I help rappers record quality vocals at home using affordable gear. For me, I could say I help independent artists and producers to build an income from their skills with coaching, infrastructure, and strategies. So now you've kind of locked in the Ikigai framework and applied it to who you are. You want to reflect and start refining, or defining rather, your starting direction. So what do all 4 zones of the Ikigai point towards? What problem could you confidently help solve today? If, say, you just magically waved a magic wand and you had your business, your offer created right now, and you had your first client today, what is it that you would be able to do well for that client right now? And if you haven't necessarily got those skills locked in, again, that's completely fine. Like I said, I've been working on this school for a year and a half now, and I'm only just pushing it to the market. So I'm not disheartening you telling you that it's going to take ages. But what I'm saying is, if you've got developing skills, don't be shy to just keep developing them. But always sell as you build. But we'll cover that later. Don't even worry about that. And write your first I help statement based on the Ikigai. This that we just went over. So for example, I help vocalists record clean mix-ready takes at home using simple, affordable gear. Or I help unsigned artists create a full visual brand that matches their sound. Again, just really dig it up from yourself. I can't tell you what it is that you do, but yeah. So hopefully from today you've walked away with your Ikigai clarity, your first business direction, and the understanding that your offer isn't separate from your music. It fuels it. You're building a personal brand, and you're monetizing your skills to then essentially have a successful music career. So if you want to access these worksheets, they will be in the WhatsApp group chat in the description of this video. I probably should have said that at the beginning, to be fair. But if you've watched all the way through, then congratulations. I'll probably edit this in, actually, as an intro. 2 seconds. Just a disclaimer, if you want to access all of these worksheets, they will be in the WhatsApp group chat below. So just join the chat, create, or Just a disclaimer, if you want to access these worksheets, they are in the WhatsApp group chat in the description of this video. Just join the group, and then you'll have access to the Google Drive folders for these worksheets. What you then want to do is, once you've got the sheets, press File, like this, and then press Make a Copy, and then it'll make a copy into your own Google Drive.